Okay. All right. I think we are live. We are live. Okay. All right. I'm going to wait for a few people to come on and then I'll get started. Okay. Welcome to tonight's live. Good to see you, CC. Um, and welcome everybody. I see a few people coming on. Okay. And sorry it was late. I planned on going live tonight at Hey Golden Honey 14. First time to see you. Welcome to the show. Um, I plan on going live tonight at 9 o'clock, but I was watching two other channels, Hey NW, and I was watching, two ladies I have the utmost love and respect for, and that's Loren on her channel, hashtag Black Woman, and then yours truly, Miss Anita. I was watching both of them simultaneously because they were both live at the same time. So, I want to just show them support um, because I do have love and respect for these ladies, and they have their own channels and stuff. And I wanted to show some support, and I didn't want to cut into their time, so I moved it back about half an hour. Um, hey, Thelma, good to see you. Bougie Auntie, good to see you. NW, as always, CC, good to see you. It's good to see you guys. I'm finally back home in my little happy place, my little studio, the place I sit in, watch TV, play video games, and go live. This is my happy place. And also, my wife does her work here too. She does conference calls, and stuff. It's a nice little area we created in our house. And, it's, I spend a lot of time here. But, it's good to be back home. Um, me, I, me and my son, we drove from Riley, North Carolina, all the way to Albuquerque, New Mexico, where I'm at, and yeah, it's like 1,800 miles or something crazy. We went through 8 states, starting with North Carolina. We went into Virginia a little bit, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and then into New Mexico. Um, it was a long trip. I'm so tired. Yesterday I wanted to go live, but I was just wore out. I slept all day. Um, but it was fun. We had a good trip. I wish I could have seen the sights more, but we're trying to hurry home. Yesterday was my wife's birthday, Miss Sandy's birthday, so um, I was trying to rush to get my son home on her birthday, and I did. And she told me that's the best gift I could ever give her is bring it. She said, "You gave me the best gift. You brought our son home." But we're home now, and we're glad to spend time with our son. He's been in the army for a while, and we don't get to see him much. I got to see my oldest daughter, my granddaughter, and my oldest daughter. She's expecting another little girl soon, and both my daughter and my son-in-law are so happy. And it was good to visit with them. Had a blessed time. This whole trip was a blessing. Um, but anyway, beyond my trip and everything, which was awesome, and it was smooth the whole way. The only thing is we were tired. But you know what? Traveling that distance, I mean, we traveled 3/4 of the United States. We really did. Um, but I got to spend time with my son. I got to talk to him. I got to pick his brain a little bit. And, it was funny. I did a couple lives and somebody asked, does he date interracially? Well, he's biracial because my wife's black and I'm white. So I think anybody he dates would be interracial. Um, but it was interesting. I got to pick his brain on that thing, and I never tell my kids who they can date or the race or whatever, as long as they have good character, as long as they love them and they're good people. That's what I really care about. But he said, um he says he likes all women, okay, and me and my wife have seen him with black women, white. My son is, I think he's just enjoying life. um but I'm on his butt to be a good man and do the right thing, of course. um and my daughters, my oldest daughter's married. My youngest daughter has a fiance that's a Marine. But anyway, um, hey guys, how's it going? My son and daughter just came in. Um, hey Crystal and Perry, good to see you. But anyway, that wasn't the message tonight. My personal life with family, but family is a blessing. But it will tie into it. Hey J10, good to see you. Saw you on Loren's show, hashtag Black Woman. It was a good show. And I was watching yours truly, Miss Anita, at the same time, so I was back and forth. But it's good to watch them and their lives. And I support these ladies. Have much love and respect for them. I do. Um, but this whole trip was a blessing, and we were in a hurry. And I wish I could have seen. Is Sandy going to be there tomorrow? What do you mean, Miss Anita? Tomorrow the 13th? No, Sandy's going to be on the 14th, Valentine's Day. Me, I'm doing a show Valentine's Day, and I'm doing it with my wife, Sandy. And she just got her hair done, so she's confident coming on. She got some box braids done. Looks really beautiful and stuff. And she's going to be on with me Valentine's Day, and we're going to talk about our interracial marriage. Um, over 27 years we've been married, and we got married back in May 19th, 1994. Um, so that's many years. We're almost getting close to 30 years. Um, and that's been a blessing. And it's going to lead into this message tonight. What I want to talk about, and this has been on my mind. And I've been talking the last few videos. I've been talking about the power couple. Talking about black women, white men, and why their marriages are successful, why they're lasting. Um, and back in my day when I married my wife, you know, in hindsight, looking back, most people wouldn't have believed it. Um, my marriage with my wife, so many people uh, labeled it a failure before it even got started. But that's just how people think. That's what they've been told. That's what they've been conditioned to believe. And I'm excited to see the. Yeah, I am too, J10. And maybe she'll go over how she vetted me, because she vetted me hard. She went in on me, and she should. Um, it's kind of funny. Um, her boyfriends. I mean her my gosh, I'm getting my brother-in-law, right? His girlfriends and his wives were white women, and he wasn't really a good judge of character, and his relationships didn't go well. These women took advantage of him, used him, and my wife gave him a statement when she was a little girl, because my brother-in-law was so much older than my wife. She told him that she wouldn't even she wouldn't have a relationship with a white man. She wouldn't marry a white man. Well, she ended up doing it. Never say never, right? But she was seeing what was going on with her older brother. And and she thought that white people were just that way. And she vetted me hard. And a lot of black women will vet us white guys very hard. And it makes sense because you've been told that we fetishize, that we're more violent than any other men, and we just want you for a desire. You've been conditioned to believe that, right? There are some white men that are like that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we're perfect, but there are good men, good white men out there that actually love you. And I want to go into the message tonight, and I want to talk about interracial relationships, the power couple. What I call the power couple, it's black men and white, or God, I'm messing that up. It's black women and white men. I almost said the other way. The other way is not the power couple, but black women, white men are the power couple, and our marriages are lasting. We're finding love. We're finding something special. We really are, guys. And I've lived it. Um, and to give you a little bit about my background, and I'm going from a different place in time. I really am. Me and my wife Sandy, we're in our 50s. I'm 52. She just turned 53. Um, so we're middle aged. We're grandparents now. So the dating scene was many years ago. The last time I was on a date was 1993. Okay, and that was with my wife Sandy, and she was the last woman I dated because I married her. So I don't know what's going on with the dating scene, and I've never done the online dating. I've The only women that I've dated, I had to actually approach and talk to them. Um, and I'm not knocking online dating because I don't know about it. I've never done it. I can only go on what uh you know what I hear, what people tell me, because I've never experienced that. And back in the day, it wasn't as big of a thing. Back in the day when I was dating, we didn't have cell phones. Now everybody has a cell phone, but back in the day, we didn't have that. We had computers, but back in the day, we were running on floppy disks or sometimes even cassette discs. That tells you how far back, right? That tells you how old I am. Me and my wife were born in the 60s. Let that sink in. The 60s, okay? We're old, but that's fine. But I like to share my story, right? And when it comes to dating, interracial, interracially, me and my wife come from a different space and time. You know, when I was dating, when I was a teenager, the first girlfriend I had was back in 1985 when I was 16 years old. And she was a black girl, yes, because that was my preference. But I dated interracially from 1985 to 1994, where I married my wife. Okay. And, once I married my wife, we've been married over 27 years. So, the only women in my life has been black women. I dated two white women my whole life out of guilt and obligation. And I'm going to go into that. Okay. That's not where my heart was. And that don't mean I hate them. No, don't get that wrong. It just, I had a preference. I always thought black women were special. I always thought black women were amazing, were beautiful. And I tell you this story back when I was a child, back when I was 5, from the babysitter I talked to you about that had an impact in my life. And I just felt the love. And black women I've been around, and I've grown up mostly in a white neighborhood, but there was always black people around. But the black women that I came in contact with, most of them I had a positive experience. I could feel something special about black women. Always. knew there was something awesome about them. And not just their beauty, not just how they look, because of course they look beautiful. Of course, they'll turn your eye. And to me, there's no other more beautiful woman than a black woman. And they've always caught my eye in that instance. But there was more to that. There was something deeper, something special about them. And back in the day, it was a little bit harder to interracially date back in the 80s, okay, than it is today. Um, and as time goes by, it gets a little easier and easier, as we go. But of course, my dating experience was uh more easier than the Lovings. You remember hearing the story about the Lovings versus Virginia. They actually had the sheriff kick in their door because it was illegal for them to get married. So they went through a lot worse situations. But what I went through, you know, millennials that are dating now ain't going to go through as much as I went through. And as time goes by, it gets a little easier. There's always going to be haters, of course, but it's becoming more of a norm. More people are interracially dating, more people are interracially marrying. And I think it's a beautiful thing. I do. And I support interracial marriage across the board. Okay. But when it comes to black women and white men, we got something special. And we are the power couple. We really are, because our marriages are lasting. We're coming together. We're finding true love. And I'll tell you a story. And people tell me, you've been sheltered. You don't know what real racism is and all this stuff. And they're probably right. Because I grew up in New Mexico and nobody cares about interracially dating here. They don't. Um, my son-in-law is from Illinois, and he tells me, he says, you know what I like about New Mexico is it's the least racist place I've ever been. He made that statement. Okay, what do you mean by that? But here's the thing. When I was dating my wife, when I married my wife, nobody showed me hate. Nobody went in on me. There were some people, well, we don't want you to get hurt. Think about what you're doing. Society won't accept it. That's the worst I got. Nobody told me I couldn't do it. And my mother and father, and people ask me this, they say, when you and Sandy got married, what did your mom think? And they think my mom's going flip out and have problems with it. My mom didn't care, honestly. She was like, well, son, do you love her? It what does she mean to you? And I told her, yeah, I love her. I want her to be my wife. Okay, go get your wife. That's where it came from. My dad met my wife and he told me, he says, son, you you got my blessing. She'll be an awesome wife. And if you mess it up, I'll choke slam you. That's what my father told me. So it was fully accepted. There was no backlash. I think most of my grandmothers had an issue with it, but they didn't tell me I couldn't do it, right? But nobody told me I couldn't do it. And here's the thing: I never thought I was better than anybody or beneath anybody. And I always thought black women were beautiful, and I wanted to be with one. I was conditioned and I was groomed to be in a traditional relationship, to get married, to have kids, to live the traditional nuclear family. That's what I was raised to do. That's what I was conditioned to do. I was trained to be a husband and a father. That's what I was taught. That's what my expectations in life. That's what I wanted in life. But and here's the thing. But the thing that was different from me than a lot of other people is I was attracted to black women. Okay. And I wanted to live that traditional life. I wanted to have a wife and kids, but I wanted the black woman to be my wife. And and nobody told me I couldn't do it. And you can find beauty You can fall in love with any group of people out there. And when somebody's not telling you it's wrong, when somebody's not telling you it's not the right thing to do, you embrace it. Hey, Miss Anita, uh, Mark, good to see you. But the thing of it is, I wasn't told I couldn't do it. So I never had a thing where I struggled with it. No, this is the woman I want to be with. This is who I'm going to be with. And as much love as I have for black women, you got to understand, I've had so much love for black women. I actually went to God and said, God, I want a good wife. I want her to love me. I want her to be there for me. And I want her to be a black woman. I said that. And people, I tell people this story and they look at me like I'm crazy. No, that's where my heart was. That's where I felt the most love. That's where my attraction was. And it's kind of funny when I married my wife back in '94. I went into the army, and interracial marriages between black women and white men weren't as common back then. You would see them every now and then. It was like every once in a blue moon. It was rare. So, sometimes me and my wife, people would look at us, would stare at us, and it wasn't all bad. It's just something they didn't see, right? And when I went in the army, the amazing thing is when I got to my first duty station, I started seeing. Um, I had a section sergeant. He was married to a black woman. Um, I had an NCOIC that was married to a black woman. That was two men that was in my leadership that was married to black women. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. I'm not the only one out there, which I knew I wasn't the only one, but I started to see it. And in the army, interracial marriages are more common than in today's world, you know. And it was neat to me. I felt at home. And when I would talk to these men that were married to black women, you know what we talked about? And this was back in the 90s, right? You know what we talked about? We didn't talk about their butts. We didn't talk about, their body features or nothing like that. You know what we talked about? Is how much we loved them, okay? How much they supported us, how much they were always there for us. Hey, Loren, good to see you. How much we were blessed. And for me to see people online talk about how white men fetishize black women and how we're violent and all this other crazy stuff. You know what? That's not my experience. And that's never where my heart's been. And the men I've been around that are in the same dynamic as me, we never talked about that. We talked about black women, how beautiful they are, how supportive they are, how they have our back, and how big their hearts are, how loyal they are. We're talking like that back in the 90s, the early 90s. And I've seen so many relationships when it comes to black men and or black women and white men where it's gone the distance, where it's lasted. Not all of them work, of course not. You know, there's corruption in all groups of people, but for the most part, we're lasting more than any other group. For the most part, we're going the distance beyond everybody else. And I tell you this, white men I've talked to, even the ones that have been in failed relationships, when they get out of that failed relationships, the first thing they're looking for is the next black woman. And you can research it, you can look it up, and that is the total truth. I've seen it, you know, and our marriages last. And it was lasting back in the 90s, back when I first got married. And you know what? When I was dating in the early 80s, it was awesome. We were making it happen back then, but time took it took time to catch up. And it's amazing. You know, our marriages are lasting. It's statistically, if you look it up, it's amazing. And why is it working? Is it because we're the least likely to marry out of our races? Because we are. Black women and white men are the least likely to marry out, even though our numbers are increasing every day. But right now, in today's world, we're the least likely. You know what? And we're the biggest group when it comes to interracial relationships, the ones to be attacked the most. We are right now, today, in today's world. Black women are the most shamed for dating outside the race, especially when it's a white man. I tell you, and I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it in the media, and I've seen people say it. Oh well, if you're going to date out, just don't date the white man. Don't do it. He's evil. He's this. He's that. Well, you know what? When we get together, our marriages last longer. When we get together, we have more of a structured family. We really do. And I look back on my life, and I can't tell you the secret sauce to dating. I can't tell you, how to interracially date and how to do it the right way and this and that. I come from a different space and time. Me and my wife, Miss Sandy, we come from the 80s and 90s. We're middle aged right now. We're grandparents. So we can't tell you what the world is like today. But, what I can tell you is what worked for me. What I can tell you is the love I felt. What I could tell you is the characteristics that black women have and that they have showed me. The reason I have big love for black women, the reason I have so much respect for them. And it's not just because my wife is black. I've seen so many awesome characteristics about black women. And it goes beyond the physical part. It goes beyond having desires for them. You know, us as men and women, we have desires for each other. We do. And it's a natural thing. And it's a beautiful thing. You know, done within marriage with the person you love is awesome. Doing it with random people that you really don't care about's wrong. But you know, I've seen so many blessings. I've felt true love from black women. I have. Um, there was women that I've dated that did. There's some that have did me wrong, yes. Um, and there's some that really had true love for me, and I felt it, and I didn't want nothing else. And there's been a few awesome black women that I would have married that I thought was everything, and they were awesome. Nothing wrong with them, but we just weren't meant to be. And sometimes that happens. Two great people could come together and they're just not meant to be. It is what it is. But when I found my wife Sandy, it was meant to be. It was paradise from the beginning. And the best day of my life was marrying my wife. It was. And I've had so many awesome days with my wife. Every time our kids were born, from our two daughters to our son, that was an awesome blessing moment in our life. And we've moved up the ladder. I mean, we're doing much better economically than when we first got started, of course. um Things have worked out nicely for me and my wife. um we both put in the work, of course, and that's why I say black women and white men are the power couple. And we come in all economical groups. For me and my wife, we're in we would be considered a blue collar working class group. Um, we would be considered in the upper middle class. We're not rich, but we do very well. Kevin Samuels would, according to his definition, I would be the high value man. I guess because of my income. Um, but that's nice. But I'm middle aged. I should be there actually. Um, but we're not rich. But we do good. We're successful. And me and my wife coming together, we complement each other. We've lifted each other up, and that's what black women and white men are doing. They're a complement to each other. If you really look at it, they're both doing the work, they're doing the lifting, and they're pulling each other up, you know. And I'm not saying that, and me and my wife have pulled each other up. Yes, I'm the leader, I'm the man, I'm supposed to do this, and I do provide, I do sacrifice. I've done what I'm supposed to do. But you know what? Her love and her faith in me has made me better than what I am. And when she has goals, I support her, and we bring each other up. We complement each other. We're striving to be more successful than we are. And it don't matter how much money you make. I've seen black women and white men of couples in different economical groups, from middle class to very wealthy. And you know what? What they're doing is lifting each other up. What they're doing is they found true love across racial barriers, across. And why is that working? Why isn't it working the other way around? Why is it so successful with black women, white men? Why? And think about it. What's really going on here? Because us as white men, we've been labeled as fetishizers, racist, just horrible monsters. How could we love a black woman that much? How can we just come to the black woman with our heart and all we have and everything that we are and just offer her everything that we have, everything that we are, and love a black woman that much? If we're, how people categorize us. Well, I would say it's just, you know, sometimes perception is not reality. Sometimes you can find good people in every group. And when we come together, when black women and white men come together, we've already been vetted. We've already dealt with the haters. We've already told it wouldn't work. We've already have people against us. We fought the good fight before we even engaged in our relationship. Think about it. And today's world, we need to get beyond race. We really do. Because society's going to hell in a handbasket. And if you want to be a traditional person, you want to be a traditional man or woman, and you want to live the life that God wants us to live, and you want to live in marriage, and you want to have a family and love each other, you need to open up your options. I don't care if you're white or black or Chinese, you need to do it. Because so many people, and this is going across the board, so many people are willing to lay with each other, we're willing to have sexual relationships, but will not get married. And in some groups, it's more than others. But you know what? It's coming to a theater near you, and you know what? It's happening in every community, every in the United States. And within our nation, we need to come together as a nation. And we need to throw that racial barrier. You know what? If you have a preference for black, white, Chinese, or whatever, you go with your preference. You go where your heart is. But you vet and you find that person that loves you, that wants to marry you, that wants to have a family with you. Because you know what? It's your life. And you're either going to live in paradise or despair. You're either going to be happy are in heartbreak because your decision, and we see it all the time. And you know what? I've looked outside my race. I've looked towards black women and I found paradise. I found a good wife. I found true love. And you know what? My kids are doing well because of me and my wife coming together, loving each other. And you know what? It and people will tell me, they said, "Okay, you've been married so long. How did you make it work? How did you deal with the racial uh issues? How did you guys work it out? How did you talk about it? How did you do this? How did you do that?" And I look at them like, "What? We just love each other. We just came together. We weren't thinking about racial problems and issues and stuff we have to talk out. All we thought about is we love each other and we want to get married. We want to have a family together." It's simple as that. You know, so many times, and maybe it's so simple because of where I grew up. Me and my wife, we didn't deal with racial problems. We really didn't. But honestly, if you love each other more than any problems, it's going to work. Me and my wife have worked because we love each other more than our problems, more than our racial differences and culture differences. And oh my God, our cultures are so different. We can't work it. No, that's a bunch of crap. You take what you want and you leave what you want. You create your own life. And maybe that's why it's so easy for me because I'm an individual. I don't embrace a certain culture or a certain group of people. I just I'm just me. I'm living my life. I'm making my choices. I'm choosing the women I want to be with. And black women are the most beautiful. They're the best choice. And if one would have me, bam, I'm there. And thank God one has me. And I have a awesome marriage. We almost hit 30 years. So don't tell me it can't work. Don't tell me swirling gone wrong's going to be such a disaster. No. You know, you can take the worst example and try to make it fit all of us, but it don't fit all of us. Me and my wife don't live in disaster like that. You know? But I'm telling you, if you talk to white men that are married to black women, most of them are in happy relationships. And what they talk about is they don't talk about how fine black women are, how their bodies are beautiful, how no, they talk about how awesome they are, how loving they are, how supportive they are, how nurturing they are, how much of good mothers they are. I tell you, my wife is the best mother there is. She molded my daughters in the most beautiful, successful women out there. You know, and I'm gonna take a little credit for that. I did a little part, because I was there and I showed them love. But our dynamic is so special. Our dynamic is a blessing, and I know society don't want that to be known. I know people will discourage that. I know people will downplay it. I know people will say they will make us the biggest monsters there are. But you know what? We have the most successful marriage rate. So we can't be that bad. I've been married to my wife more than 27 years, so I can't be that bad. But and you know what? Interracial relationships are going to happen more often. Hey Lisa T, good to see you. Cindy D, good to see you also. But you know what? It all boils down to is Be with a person that treats you well. Be with the person that loves you, that celebrates you, and you'll be happier. This thing of just being race loyal, just to be race loyal, us against them type thing. How is that working? That's not really working too well, is it? You know, I see beautiful women. I've seen so many beautiful black women that have hearts of gold that will bend over backwards for their men, that will work two jobs. I even seen one woman that put the man she was with in school so he could, you know, do better in life. I seen that. And she was the breadwinner. I've seen that happen. And unfortunately, he didn't finish school and left her anyway. But I've seen women, and black women are awesome that way. They'll give you everything. If a black woman loves you, and tell me if I'm wrong, ladies, if a black woman loves you, she'll give you her heart and soul, and she'll always be with you. She'll be loyal to you. She will love you, and you will have all her heart. I know I got it from my wife. Hey, Corey, good to see you. NW, good to see you too. But I believe we are the power couple. And that's not saying we're better than other people. We're just doing it right. We're making the best decisions. We're vetting each other, you know? And when we come to together, we've already been told the hate. We've already been told all this stuff. And you know what? We're all in. And I think that's why we last longer. We're more strategic. We are. And I hear black women talking about leveling up, open up your option. I'm keeping, you know, when I hear black women tell other black women, open up your options, you know, level up. Do you think that black women coming together with white men are leveling up? I think us as white men are leveling up more than black women. I really do. I think black women are bringing the best out of us because of their love, because of their character, because of their integrity, because of what they're doing. I'll tell you this, I would not be half as successful if my wife wasn't with me because she showed me such love. She showed me that she had faith in me. I can't fail with her. I'd be devastated, you know. But we complement each other. Black women and white men, we're doing awesome. And I've had, and sometimes people send me hate mail. Sometimes people will show me hate. But you know what? I get more love than hate. You know that? And it's a beautiful thing. I've had emails of women and both men that say, "You know what? You're right. We do have something special. You know what? We are the power couple. You know what? We do love each other. You know what? We are making it happen." I've had so many emails from my vacation. It, it's amazing. It's awesome. And people saying, "You're right. We are the power couple." And I believe everybody that sends me those emails don't believe we're better, but we're making better choices. That's what it amounts to. Uh, hey, Crystal and Para, you know, and we are coming together because I think black women and white men, we kind of want the same things. A lot of times we want to be married, we want to have a family, and we're conditioned to carry the load in our communities. We are. So when we come together, we both hit the ground running. We both are working, whether we want to or not. you know, and we can find love. And you know what? I think it's a beautiful thing. Black women and white men coming together. Our marriages are lasting, you know, and I think it's good for race relations because what more better to show love for another group, not just living with each other, telling them, we love you, but actually marrying each other. Now we're not just coming together as friends or hanging out together or living together. Now we're becoming families together, you know. Will interracial marriage stop racism? No, but I think it will improve it. I do. I believe that. I've seen my family and my wife's family come together within our marriage and be friends. You know, our families see more. When I went in the army, our families were seeing more of each other than me and my wife. Well, due to my deployments, but it's been a blessing, not just in our marriage, but our family. And you know what? We're the power couple, and we were back when the Lovings got together and got married. They were the power couple. They were the beginning. And now we're passing the torch. And then me and my wife in the 90s, we got that torch. And you know what? That was our place in time. It's like we lived history, the interracial history. Black women, white men. Now we're grandparents. We're not in the dating scene. We're not, that was long ago, far away. Now we're telling our story. And you know what? Now the younger men and women that are coming after us that are interracially dating in marriage, they're bringing the torch. And our marriages are successful. They are. Not all of them. You can't say all, of course, but quite a few of them are. And I tell you, it's because black women, most of it, I think, is black women because they're just so amazing. And us as white men just love you so much. We do. And I've talked to men that are married to black women, and they say the same things I do. It's like I'm talking to myself when I hear them tell me how beautiful and awesome their wives are. Okay, well, I'm saying that about my wife, but it's nice. It, but I've seen it from the 80s and 90s to today. And don't let them tell you it can't work. Me and Sandy been married over 27 years. We have 3 kids, we got 2 grandkids. All our kids are college educated. So it can work. It can be successful. And not one of us dated down or accepted less. In fact, I would say I got the better end of the deal than my wife, you know, but we made it happen. We went the distance when so many people said we couldn't, when so many people had doubt. Me and my wife never did. We knew God would bless us. We knew it would work. We knew it'd be successful from day one, you know, and people look at me amazed. And you know what's crazy? Is I'm gonna tell you ladies about white men or even men of other races. When we look at you, we find the beauty in you, and we never think we have access to you. And if we do have access to you, it's because you allow it, and it's a privilege and it's a blessing. And we cherish that blessing, And I will say this. I've loved the black women since I was 5 years old, and I have never stopped, and I will never stop. And you ladies are amazing. And these jokers out here that will tell you different, that will tell you other men ain't interested in you, they're such liars. It's not even funny, you know? But our marriages are working with you because you're amazing, because you're beautiful, both inside and out. And like I said, those of us that date black women and feel the true love will never go back. Black women will always be first class to us. Black women will always be the first choice. Black women is the only thing we want to be with. And those of us that are investors, they know where I'm coming from. They know what I'm talking about. And those of you that are interracially married, black women and white men, and you guys are living the blessings, because quite a few of you have emailed me and told me that, both men and women. We know what we got. We know we're blessed. And those of us white men that are married to black women, we know that God has showered us with blessings. We have a special thing. We have a special relationship. We have a special little community. You know, those of us that have come together and married each other, created families together. We have something that's very special, something that's a blessing from God that other people can't understand. We do. And those of you that are in relationships like mine, you know what I'm talking about. You know. And you know what? Everything I've had to go through with my wife, the haters, the crap, stuff at the job, or whatever throughout my whole life, I'd do it 1,000 times over because it's worth it. And the black woman is worth it 1,000 times over. Like I said, I prayed to God for what I wanted in life. And in the Bible, it says a lot of us have not because we ask not. Oh, I asked. I told God exactly what I wanted. And I tell you, when I was a teenager, I was so in love with black women that I prayed to God. I wanted a black wife. I did. And I told God how I wanted it to be. I wanted to love me. I wanted to be this and that. And I wanted to cling to me and hug me all the time. And I wanted just, you know, I want to have kids, and, we're going to be happy, and we're going to do this together. And I had all this stuff, fantasies going through my head that, God's going to provide me with a black wife, and everything's going to be great. And we're going to be so in love with each other. And this is going to happen. We're going to have a good family, and we're all going to be happy, and we're going to grow old together, and things are going to be so awesome. Did that work out? Yeah, it did. And every time I think about that prayer I made to God. And I look at my wife, and I look at the life I have, and I look at my family. And when I'm alone and I think about that, I break down in tears, and I go to my knees and I thank God for that, because that's exactly what I asked for. Now, are we perfect people? No. Me and my wife sometimes argue? Yes. Do we have our disagreements? Yes. But you know what? We love each other more than any problems we'll have with each other. And that's what makes it work. That's what makes it good. That's what makes it a blessing. And, my prayers were answered. And you know what? And people have told me, they say, why do you got to always talk about black women? Why you got to always praise black women? Why do you got to talk about you and your wife? And why do you? I've had people tell me this. Excuse me. I've had people tell me this. Okay, if you're happy in your interracial marriage, why do you got to talk about it? Because I want to. Number one, but most importantly, because I feel I need to share this blessing. You know why? because people, what makes a person a good person, what makes a good wife, or a good husband a good husband, is not the skin tone, is not the racial group they come from, but what's in the heart. And you know what? Interracial marriages do work. And you know what? There's a lot of blessings you will never hear because the media will never tell the story. But I'm going to tell you my story. I'm going to tell you how much I've been blessed. I'm going to tell you how much my wife means to me. I'm going to tell you, how much black women mean to me. And you know what? I'm not making none of it up. It's all total truth. And some people say, "Well, you praise black women all the time." Nah, I'm just telling the truth. And when the truth comes up, it gives black women praise. It is what it is. But you know what? I'm happy to lift them up because black women are beautiful. And not just how they look, because they do look beautiful. Black women are uniquely beautiful. Black women, you know, the skin tone, the hair, and that's all beautiful. That's all awesome. They're unique from any other group of women. But it goes much deeper than that. What's in their heart? How much they love you? How much they're loyal to you? That stuff, there's where the real beauty is. And black women lead the way when it comes to physical beauty, but internally, they're really blowing everybody away, in my opinion. But you know, that's my thoughts on that, and that's what I believe, and that's the truth. Now, does that mean other groups of women can't be a blessing? No. Women are beautiful across the board. And any group of women you can find a blessing, yes. I'm just talking about black women because a lot of times we're not told the true blessing of black women. A lot of times black women ain't getting the praise they deserve. They just don't. And if you look at it statistically, you dig in it deep and you're like, oh my God, black women are doing all this. Amazing. But somehow society will not put that out there. In fact, you got people out there tearing down black women. You got black men tearing down black women. You even got other black women tearing down black women. I saw a video today where this black woman is saying, "Well, it's not black men's fault. It's us as women. We need to do better. We need to, you know, uh, be held accountable. We need to do this." And I'm like, I don't know where they live, but from what I've seen, black women have done way more than, in my opinion, what they're required to do as a woman. Period. End of story. And I tell you this: the only thing I ever accepted from, the only thing I wanted from my wife when we got married, when I asked her to marry me, you know what I wanted her to bring to the table? There's three things. I wanted her to bring her love. I want her to love me, of course. To bring her loyalty, be loyal to me, and just be her beautiful self. That's all a woman should have to bring. That's all I wanted. And if a man truly loves you, that's all he's going to want. He ain't concerned what you're bringing to the table. He just wants you to come to the table, you know? But anyway, hey, Miss Loren, let me bring you up here.
Hey Brent,
Hey, how's it going?
it's
Good to see
going so good. I just
you.
really wanted to come show some support because I've been loving these streams that you've had lately, and I was just on with Mark.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I saw it.
Yeah, thanks so much for the super chats, Brent.
Oh yeah, no problem. There's more to come.
Oh man.
I love your content, and yeah, you guys had a good live. I was watching you and Miss Anita because you both were live at the same time. So I was going
Oh,
back and forth, you know,
okay. I'm gonna have to make sure
because
I go subscribe and support her.
Yeah, because I have love and respect for both of you ladies and stuff, and I was back and forth, and my live was late because I didn't want to cut too much into your guys' lives. Um,
Oh, well, I
but
appreciate that, Brent.
yeah, but I enjoyed it. It was a good discussion.
Hmm.
Uh,
I
you
am,
know,
huh?
oh no, go ahead.
I was going to say that I've really been enjoying your lives about these power couples,
Oh yeah,
and I've been wanting to get your reaction to a video that just kind of went viral. What's the guy's name, y'all? Um,
uh,
oh my goodness. Let me look in the chat and see if somebody knows what I'm talking about. So there was just this basically that this politician Mark no Dyson Michael somebody Dyson.
uh huh,
So basically he was responding to the fact that Biden promised to put a black woman as a justice
uh-huh.
for the Supreme Court. He was responding to
Yeah,
yes, so he was putting he was Biden was basically promising to put a black woman as the justice for the Supreme Court. And basically, all of his picks, all of the black women that he has picked, I believe there's 4 or 5 of them, but they're all married to white men.
yeah,
And,
I saw, I saw that.
and
Yeah, I
apparently,
didn't really
it pissed a
research
lot of
that.
black men off.
You know what though? That's not uncommon. I've seen a lot of very influential, powerful black women, very successful, married to white men, and that's not to say that black women are only successful married to white men. They're not. I mean, black women are amazing regardless. But yeah, I I kind of thought about that, and I seen that, and why would they be mad about that? I mean, um, black women are doing amazing things right now, and it's starting to come out, and we're seeing it.
Hmm.
Um, but I think we're the power couple, and I think it's because we complement each other. I can look at my own marriage and see how me and my wife have lifted each other up through the years, how we've supported each other, how we just generally love each other. And I've seen it in other men and women in our dynamic.
Hmm.
And I think that's what makes us the power couple. It's not necessarily at the top, very success. It could be people like me and my wife that are, we're middle class. We're probably upper middle class, but we're just everyday people, and
Yeah,
we've been successful. But I see that in us, and I see it like in, you know, people in corporate America, black women, white men that are just, killing it, just making things happen. And
yeah,
I think it's just that we're structured. We just got structure with us. I think we just have love for each other, and
mhm.
we make the right decisions when we come together. I believe that.
I like what you said earlier about how the vetting we've already vetted and we vet a lot. And yes, there's swirling gone wrong, but I made a video called, swirling gone wrong is not going to stop, the swirl.
No, no, it's not. It's
That's
you.
funny.
It is funny, but it's, of course, if you dig, you're going to find in every group a failed marriage, someone
Hmm.
where someone got domestic violence or whatever's going on. You're going to find that everywhere.
Hmm.
But what's funny is they take one instance and they try to blanket all of us is
Hmm.
we're that way.
Right, right.
You,
And
you know.
so that's a good point too, Brent, because it's not the power couple is not at uh the top level. It doesn't have to be the Supreme Court Justice of the United States. Power couples are at
No,
every level.
they
They're at
are.
every level, and that's very, very, very true. And it just that means two people who work extremely well together because they both bring the best out of each other, and they both bring the strengths and the strongest qualities out of each other. So they're much more of a team. That's what I just said to Mark. Like, we're much more of a team. We want to work
Yes.
together. We want to work with you. I don't want to carry more than I'm supposed to while you're doing nothing, which is
Yes.
the dynamic that we're usually used to, us carrying more. Or you guys also have the same dynamic where you carry more, you know?
We
So
we
when those two people come together, it's a power couple.
yeah, and we do have the same dynamic. It's like, it's funny. I tell people when me and my wife got married, we knew what we wanted, and it's like we got married and started work, we just did it.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, it's I could see where it's happening, where we're expected to carry the load and we just do it. And I
Hmm.
think we appreciate each other more when we're doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
Be, because in our culture, it makes sense. We're supposed to take care of the women, so we just do it. But when we have a wife that's looking out for us while we're trying to be the man, it's like it's appreciative. It's like, wow, okay, you
Hmm.
got my back while I'm doing this, and it's like we compliment each other.
Yeah.
And I've said this so many times that sometimes I got to watch my wife and figure out what she really wants because she puts me first. And
Mm.
it's like she just naturally does it. And I'm like, okay, what do you really want? Well, no, whatever you want to do. And no, seriously, because I don't feel right because I can, and I love my wife so much. I don't want to just have everything I want because I could do that, but it wouldn't be right.
Hmm.
So, but
Yeah. But yeah, the video with with Michael Eric Dyson basically responding to the black men that had a problem with the justice candidates all
oh,
having
I, s-
white husbands.
oh, I seen that. I
Yeah.
seen that. That was good. That was like a TikTok video.
It
What?
was on TikTok. Yeah, it was on TikTok. Yeah, it's on YouTube now too, but you can
Yeah.
actually do like a live reaction to it.
Oh, yeah. That was good. I just saw that before I went live, and he
Hmm.
was saying, whatever you throw away, don't blame the white man for picking, getting
Yeah.
with her, and it was like, yeah, that was good. But it's true. I mean, the thing that always blew my mind is like when I got married is the colorism thing because I never knew
Yeah.
it was a thing, and,
Yeah.
and it blew my mind. I'm like, wait, black people are talking like this is not a good thing. I never understood that, and when I dated black women, I never thought about their skin tone. It wasn't even a thing to me. I never even thought, okay, she's dark, she's light. I never thought about it till it was thrown in my face how dark complected my wife is, and I'm like, what?
Hmm.
It
Mm.
just to me it didn't make sense, but I'm like, I just looked at black women as black women.
Hmm.
But
Yeah. Well, that's the way that black men should look at it too, but black men have the colorism problem is huge. Huge,
yeah,
Brent. It is absolutely it's one of those things that makes it so much harder to, you're expected to be race loyal, but you're being race loyal to a group of men that associate because they associate darkness with, I don't know, with like struggle or bad or something like that. They just they see it as undesirable. So I don't know how are you supposed to stay race loyal to somebody that doesn't even they can't see past the color of your skin. That
yeah,
is racism. That's crazy prejudice. That's really really
it
prejudice.
it is, and then to see him talk about that, and then see some white guy say, "Oh yeah, I love dark skinned black women."
Yeah,
It's like, okay. Um,
it's
I,
pretty
I
funny.
don't know. I just never thought about the skin tone. It just wasn't a thought. It was
Mhm.
like black women. I thought we're beautiful regardless. I didn't think, okay, well, let me measure your tone to see if it agrees with me. I don't know. That's just but
Yeah.
anyway. Hey, Miss Anita, it's good to see you.
Okay, how are you guys doing?
Hey,
I'm
Miss
doing
Anita.
good.
Good. I just thought I'd hop on too, just like Miss Loren, and just say hello and thank you so much for your support. But how have you been doing, Miss Loren? I haven't had a chance to really, uh, I guess, go on your channel. So
Yeah, we definitely should link up, I think that'd be a good idea. But
that,
yeah. I've been doing good. I've been really busy. I kind of have a lot going on, but I'm trying to stay up and and I'm trying to stay in the space because I want to see Brent's channel, Roadrunner's channel continue to grow, and I want to see Black women continue to exercise their options and continue to have the confidence and stuff to date out. So it's very important to talk about like those viral moments because they're teachable.
yes.
They're
Yeah.
very, very teachable moments, and
And
it's like whereas you looked at somebody's skin tone and immediately discarded it and decided that they weren't worthy, somebody else came along and found value in what
yes,
you threw away, and now
yes.
y'all all mad. I mean, how telling is it that all five of those candidates are married to white men? Like, that's
So,
crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Crazy.
And but I think that's a example of the power couple. They're
Yeah.
complementing each other, and and like I said, it's a goes in all economical things. It's like we just work the hardest for each other.
Yeah.
Um, but that's amazing, and that's a good thing. I don't look at interracial marriages as bad. I think it's great. Um, I think as a nation we need to come together, and marriage is the best way.
Yep.
I,
And that's not the reason I married my wife. I married her because I love her. But it can have such a positive impact in so
Hmm.
many levels we don't even realize.
yep.
And
Yeah.
I just want to say hi to Lisa. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? Good to see you. Uh,
What was it? Now I like was it Eric Dyson or whatever? I like him. What channel? Because I did not hear that one.
It was on a bunch of channels
I,
because he posted it on TikTok. He doesn't have a YouTube channel. He's a very mainstream
oh yeah, he comes to MSNBC. I've seen him many times.
yeah, he's been on The View, he's been on Good Morning America,
Oh,
he's been on Bill Maher. So he's like a Democrat guy. So
yeah.
Brent, the other video that I do think you should react to as well. You know what? I'll have to send it to you because
yeah,
basically,
send it to me because
okay,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm bad when it comes to YouTube, and
yeah,
especially well, I went and picked up my son in North Carolina, and we drove through 8 states, me and my son, right? And it was nice. We got to talk and stuff, and
That's
uh,
nice.
we went from North Carolina to Virginia, to Tennessee, to Kentucky,
wow,
Oh
to
wow.
Illinois, to Missouri, to Kansas, to Oklahoma, to Texas, and then to
wow,
New Mexico. Yes, we traveled 3/4 of the United States, so
I
we
mean,
wow.
were tired.
I
Yes,
said driving all around United States.
yeah. You know what? Yesterday I slept the whole day. I was so wore out, but we had a good time, and I got to pick my son's brain because I did a live while I was at the hotels and stuff. I did a couple of them, and someone asked, does he date interracially? I was like, well, he's biracial, so I think anybody he dates is
Would be interracial. Yeah,
yeah.
true.
But
Yeah.
I was asking him, and he was like reluctant. I says, well, do you date interracial? What kind of women do you like? Do you like black, white, or? He's like, okay, Dad, I like all, okay.
didn't want to get in trouble. He didn't want to get in no
Yeah,
trouble.
yeah, he didn't want to say the wrong thing, I guess. I don't, but it was funny,
Yeah.
you know.
But you know what,
But
Brent? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yes, no, go ahead.
I was going to say that the marriage, like it's very important. Marriage is important because it's foundational.
Yes,
It's the foundation. It's the first foundation.
Yeah,
It's the family. So when
that's
you
right.
have children being raised on, in a strong foundation, and they have mothers, like, healthy mothers that had the right amount of masculine energy in their lives. And so, and because the fathers were there and the fathers were good fathers and good husbands, that foundation um sets them up for the best course for them to take now moving forward for their own success. And
Right.
they can take that anywhere they go, and then they also want to repeat that as well, because they saw their parents have that. So when you have somebody that's raised in a whole solid healthy family with the right amount of feminine energy, the right amount of masculine energy, there that is a better person all the way around. That's a better person. A lot of these um kids are like raised with just mothers. Mothers can do what
yes,
mothers can do, but I always say a woman is not supposed women are not the expectation that women raise strong masculine men is not natural. women
yes,
women don't teach men
Right.
masculinity. We don't know how to do that. So then
Right.
he has to go out and find it elsewhere. And a
That's
lot
right.
of times that's how they start getting into trouble and
That's
getting
yes,
into fights and all that kind of stuff. So when they have that strong foundation, when and that foundational marriage, that foundational family, they take that with them, and they are a better person all the way around.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, and
Yeah.
I can relate that to my family. Like when it comes to my daughters, my wife deals with my daughters. She's taught them how to be young ladies, how to be women, and me and my son, we have man to man talk,
Hmm.
and but both my two daughters and my son, they need both parents, my son, they need me to be disciplined, to discipline them, but they need the mother to be nurturing, and that's our roles we're supposed to play. um and when you're in a marriage where the man and woman love each other, you get more of that balance,
Yeah.
because I can't tell, like you said, women can't raise men, young boys to be men. They can't. I mean, they do the best they can, you
Right.
know, but it takes a man. Like, and the other way around, I can't, raise little girls to be women. I can't. I don't. But my wife can do it, and then that's where that balance and comes in because, and us as men, and I'll tell you this, we're protective of the women in our family. Um, people could probably, I could push me over, do stuff, whatever. But when it comes to my wife and daughters, you bring harm to them, it's you're in trouble. It could be instant death.
Mm.
Um, no, I'm serious. I mean, you could
Right.
push me over, but the ladies in my life are more important than anything in the world.
Yeah.
No, I'm just speaking from a man's perspective.
I know you are, Brent. Listen, I was just on a live with
Uh,
another person up at the unicorn, and I was just
yeah,
saying that about you. I was like, I can see that. I'm like, you're the personality that you present to YouTube is a nice, wholesome, family Christian man. Okay,
uh,
that's what you present. But I was like, I could see that you have another side to you where if somebody touches what's yours, you become a whole different person.
I
You,
well, yeah, and that's
me, I would like to interject a thought.
okay. Go ahead.
So and I agree with her, but you know what? I think we as parents would all of us feel that way when you mess with one of ours.
oh yeah.
Whole nother
Oh,
side will come out.
yeah,
um,
most definitely.
yeah, and I also want to say too, she's right. I mean, you guys are both right to have like a nuclear family where it's the husband, the wife, their children. That's the unit that we should have. unfortunately, we do have to look at the other side too, because there is a lot that now I was raised in a family where my mom and dad was together. I mean, they were married for over 60 years, and it's kind of, you don't even hear that often. I'm not saying it was the best marriage, but they were together nonetheless. Now I raised my son as a single mom. And yeah, you're faced with challenges, especially if you're trying to raise a male. I mean, I'm a female, so what do I
Yeah.
know being a man? Because I'm not one. So I do. So what you have to do, I think, for single women, you have to put if you don't have, and I was fortunate where my father had his own business and my brothers worked there in the business. So I think my son did have somewhat of a structure.
Mm,
And also we went to church and I raised him up in church. So that helped. And the pastor knew him. So that helped even more. So if you don't always have that, because yeah, ideally you do want to be married. That's what we're supposed to do. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the right way. Although a lot of people unfortunately wasn't in that situation, or for whatever reason we fouled up or messed up or sinned or whatever you want to categorize it. So you have to work with what you have and put the right people hopefully in your kids' pathway who could help raise you. They say it takes a community to raise uh, a child, so maybe there is some truth there. But yeah, we do know that the right way is to, husband, wife, and then the children. That is the ideal way. But unfortunately, everybody is not in that circumstance. So you have to kind of work with what you got there. I mean, God can still bless you. You may have to take a different route, but He can still bless your household nonetheless. I just
Yeah.
wanted to. I'm not going to stay on the. I'm not going to stay. I just wanted to really hop on, Mr. Brent. Hello to you, because you came and supported me, and say hello to Miss Loren too. But I'm gonna let you guys continue on the conversation, and I'm gonna hop off.
okay.
Okay.
All right, Miss Anita.
All
We'll
right.
we'll
Hey,
talk. We'll talk soon. I'll try to email you.
Okay. Yeah, my email too is in my about me. So if you go to my channel, my email's at the bottom somewhere.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
okay.
Have a good evening.
You too as well. You guys
Yeah.
take
Yeah. Thanks, Miss Anita. Good to
uh,
see you.
you too as well. And I'm looking for you next week now. I want you
Okay. It's a deal.
to see. Okay.
Okay. I'll be there.
Mr. Jim gets stamp of approval. So both of you guys will be on together.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll let you
All
guys.
right.
All righty. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What I was saying is, I'm really protective of my wife and daughters,
Yeah.
and I'm protective of my son too. Don't get me wrong. I don't want him, but us as men, we think, okay, you're a boy, you're tough, you do your
Mhm.
thing. Well, now he's a man, but with our daughters and our wives, we're super protective, and we should be as men.
Yeah.
Naturally, we're just like that. Um, but
Yeah.
anyway, it's
It was a lot of like what you just said about instant death. Like
mhm,
if you touch my daughter, if you do anything that that could be instant death. That surprised because I've had several men say that, like, you
yeah,
you can welcome a lot of harm if you do something at the expense of my family. I will cause you a lot of harm if you do something that you're not
yeah.
supposed to do,
Like
right?
another man could come in and beat the crap out of me, and I just deal with it, right? I take the beating, live to fight another day, yeah, whatever. But if it's my wife and daughters, you're done. I will find a way to destroy you.
Mm,
Um, and I'm not a violent guy by no means, but I'm just saying that us as men are protective of our women, and we
right.
should be. That's a
Hmm.
natural thing.
Hmm.
I don't say it like a threat. I'm just speaking truth, because we protect our women, and we should as men. And of
Yeah.
course, I'm going to protect my son too. I'm not going to let him, just leave him out there. But with women, it's it's just something we're, especially our wives, because there's no other woman we love more than our wives, and we love our daughters more than anything. And as you know, when you're talking about genders, women are the weaker gender. I
Mhm.
mean, there are strong women out there, but generally men have more upper body strength, so we're more conditioned to protect women, and we should be.
Mhm.
Um, but that was just, I was just talking, but it's truth. I mean,
Yeah.
and most every man is like that. He could be the wimpiest dude, but you mess with his wife and daughters, and he'll kill you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, that's just truth.
But you know what, Brent? It was just so funny because when I had the other guy on my channel, he essentially said the same thing, and it scared a lot of women. A lot of women don't realize that men are like that. Like even if he seems wimpy and
Yeah,
frail, and he's not no big tough guy. It's like, and so I was saying that I was saying that a lot of y'all think that men are nice because they seem nice. A lot of y'all think that, like, and so I was saying, like, a lot of y'all look at a man like Brent and think that he's just a nice guy and he loves his wife and he loves. I'm like, yeah, I know he's nice. That's the picture he's presenting to us. But I'm like, if you push him the wrong way, I'm telling you that he has a he will defend himself and his wife and his daughters if anybody comes at them the wrong way. And all men have that trait and that quality,
yeah.
because they're supposed to be protective. And just, I don't know, it was like a lot of women were just like, what, he can get violent? Oh my god. I'm like, yes, he can get violent.
Yeah, yeah. I I think they just need to look in it in contents.
Right.
Because I mean, we should be peaceful and be loving, but I mean, if that threat's there, you got to protect your own. You do. I mean, it's just natural survival instinct is what it is. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't go picking fights with. I'm not a violent guy. I mean, I just but I love my family. I mean, it just is what it is.
Yeah. Corey Hager said, men know not to mistake polite tolerance for weakness.
Yeah. There's a saying, don't take my meekness as a weakness.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of times, just because a man is soft spoken or just, friendly or stuff, that don't
Mm-hmm.
mean he's weak. That just, you know,
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
oh wait, Caroline's dreams. Do you teach your son to protect the women? Yes. Oh, most definitely. Oh yeah, I want to go into this. That's a good question. Um, when see my oldest daughter's like 26, my son's like 23, my youngest daughter's 20. Um, I always told my son, when you go to school, you take care of your sisters, you protect your sisters. And if you don't do it, we're going to have a problem. I always taught him that you protect, and we're supposed to, as men, protect women. Um, and and my son has always been protective of my daughters. In fact, he takes care of his sisters. He's come home on leave and he, spends money on them and takes care of them. He loves them. He
Oh,
loves his sisters, but he's protective. And if he wasn't that way, we'd have a problem because us as men, we got to protect the women in our family. Um, and we're supposed to. Yeah, I did teach my son to protect his sisters, and I would ex- expect my son to protect his mom if it came to that. Um, if I wasn't there to protect my wife, yeah, us as men, we need to protect the women in our family and the women in our community. Us as men should protect women. Period. I don't care if they're in your family. I don't care if you're in Chinatown and some man's attacking a woman. Us as men should stand up and protect women. We should do that. That's the right thing to do as men. We should protect women, regardless. And it's sad that I shown a video long ago about. You remember that subway attack in Philly?
Yeah, yeah.
Where people were just watching. Where were the men that stepped in and threw that idiot off her and stopped it? Where were they? Um, a real man would have just went in there and stopped it. And I think that's where we're lacking in society as men. And I hate to say it, generally, us as men across the board aren't real men.
Mm,
But we need to get a handle on that, and we need to
mm,
correct it.
mm-hmm.
And we can, as a society, but we need to, change some things. But that's how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to protect women. And it's not that we want to be violent men and fight. No, it's just we got to protect women. We need to protect our family.
Mm,
And when it comes time as men, we got to protect ourselves too. I mean, come on. But anyway,
yeah. So yeah, that makes a good man. That's one of the
yeah,
traits that I hear good men say is that I protect my family. And as nice as he may seem on the outside, a good man will do whatever it takes to protect his family. So
yes. And,
yeah.
and like I said, another man can beat you down or do whatever, but the motivation when it comes to your family, there's something else that kicks in the gear that he might beat you down, but you will destroy him in the end.
Hmm.
And it's not saying I'm not promoting violence by no means, but that's how we need to be as men because we're the protectors. We're the leaders. We're not just the providers, we are the protectors. You know,
Mm,
I mean most situations you're not going to have to go to that extreme,
hmm.
but there might be some time in life you might have to. I mean, there's been some stories where men have had to protect their families. Um, as rare as it is, it does happen. You know, but anyway,
Yeah. Well, I wanted to just come on too, but I'm like really tired, so I'm gonna hop off and go to bed, get a good night's sleep while it's still nice and early.
yeah. Thanks for coming on, Loren. I enjoyed your show. I was bouncing back and forth with you and Miss Anita, and that was a good show with Mark. Mark's a good guy. He writes poetry. He sent me some books and some poems he's written,
Mm-hmm.
and he's really good with words and stuff. And
Yeah.
he's over in the UK, and I think he's got biracial kids. He was married to a black woman for several years,
Yep.
and he's got a fiance, and he loves black women. He's what I call the investor.
Mm.
And guys, if you don't know what the investor is, the investor, okay, is a guy that interracially marries, that has a preference for black women, that only wants to be with black women, that and that's me. I'm an investor all the way, and that's the term I put out there. But Mark is an investor. If
Mm.
you guys heard of Cup of Joe, he's an investor. He's a cowboy guy. He's been married to a black woman for several years, and I think he's got a biracial daughter, and he only dates black women, and he wants to marry black women. He's what I call the investor.
Mm.
Um,
I love that
and,
term, Brand. I love that term.
you like the term,
Yeah.
and what it means is us as an investor. We give our all for black women. We invest our heart. Um, our wants, our desires, our love, um, our finances, the fruit of our labor, everything. That's what I call an investor. You're investing your life in this woman that you want to be with. And like I said, black women are a blessing, and nobody can tell me that I made a bad choice, because most people don't have a marriage that's as good as mine.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I would say nobody has a marriage as good as mine. But but us, um, in our community, black women, white men, we're doing amazing things. Our marriages are lasting longer. Stats are in our favor, and we complement each other. We really do. And I talk about, Lorena, I was talking about back when I was dating in the early '80s. I married my wife in '94. Um, I'm at a different space and time. I'm not in the dating scene right now. I don't even really know what goes on. All I can do is talk about my experiences, but I see the same traits I seen in black women back in the day that I see in them today. So
Wow.
something's going on, and something
Mhm.
is very special. And anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about on my video tonight. And but it's all truth. I'm not just making stuff up. I'm telling you my life story.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, Corey, we're the investors. Yep.
Yeah. You know
And
what, Brent? You should make a video breaking, like, I guess, like, breaking that down,
I should.
yeah,
Yes.
what the investor looks like, because I really love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'll make a video and I'll break it down from each level. When it comes to what's in your heart, to where it comes to your obligation, your devotion, when it comes to marriage, family, and everything. Yeah, I'll make a video about that,
Hmm.
because I think that term needs to go out there. I know they got the divestment.
Yeah.
Um, Now we need the investment, and we're kind of a different dynamic. We're not leaving our community. We're bringing black women to our community.
Hmm.
Which they're already in our community, and I want to crush this stereotype that some people get, where black women are in the inner city. No, they're in every community, from the inner city, from the middle class neighborhood to Beverly Hills to
Hmm.
Upper Manhattan to wherever. They're in every economical level, and black women are ascending into the upper levels of society as
Hmm.
they move up with education, with business, in the corporate world. So they're all over. Um, they've been in my neighborhood all my life.
Hmm.
And you'd say, well, that's mostly white. Well, my state is 2 to 3% black. So what's that tell you? But they're in every neighborhood. I see black people every day. It's just
Hmm.
they're the minority. But anyway,
Yeah.
uh, but
That
yeah,
that sounds amazing. You should definitely do a video breakdown, because I didn't really understood. I understood what you meant, but you just explained it better now. So now, like, when you said Corey's an investor, Cup of Joe is an investor, like, I get it better now. So
yeah, investor's not a swirler that just dates and has relationships with black women. Investor wants the black woman in
mhm,
his life. The investor wants to be with the black woman for eternity. The
mhm,
investor's given all that he is, all that he has, to be with the black woman. That's the
oh,
investor.
put it in a video, Brent. Put it in a
Yeah,
video.
I will. I'm
Love
gonna make
it.
one.
Love
Here,
it. You are preaching tonight, Brent. I love that. That is such an awesome term. I love that.
yeah, I'm gonna make a video. I need to better explain it, because some people have asked me, okay, the investor, what's that
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't really understand it, but like, now that you're breaking it down, this needs its own video, because this live is already almost 2 hours long, so people will have to search. So that term
yeah,
deserves its own dedicated video, so people can get it.
yeah. I will. I'll make a video about it. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow, the next day. Maybe I'll do it Monday. Let me put it in the words, because I know what it means in my mind and my
Mhm.
heart. but I need to put it across where people understand what it actually means
Yeah.
altogether. Because like when I hear divestment, I know what it means, but then I don't know what it means because I've heard different definitions.
Yeah.
No, no, I'm being serious. I mean, so I need to put that out there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And maybe I should do the same. Maybe I should make a video of divest, because I've had people explain. I even had Mark explain to me what he thought it meant, and he kind of had a different definition too. So maybe I should put it into clearer words for people that are
Yeah,
just
that
now finding the space.
yeah, that would be good because I get confused. I like, okay, I know what divestment is. You're leaving the community, you're leaving your lives. But then women will tell me, no, that's not everything. That's not at all. There's, and maybe it's because people have a different definition of it.
Yeah.
Because it don't necessarily mean you date out. But then some women said it means you just leave everything behind.
No,
I don't
okay,
know.
well, yeah, some people make stuff complicated, and a lot of times you also are talking to trolls and people that
Yeah, that's true.
you can't listen to. I would say the definition
Yeah,
definitely should come from someone that creates divest content. Someone
yeah,
that creates
that's probably
content,
right.
because
Because I
people.
don't.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm just saying because I don't want to come out as a white guy and say, "Oh, this is what divestment is," and
Uh-huh.
then women will be like, no, you're wrong, guy. What are you talking about?"
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to come across as just if I say what something I want to be right, and especially on that because that's not my term. I'm learning,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and so yeah, I have heard a few people like kind of get it confused. I do know swirling and divesting is two different things. Swirling,
Yeah, I know that too. Yeah,
yeah. So you know what? I'll make a video and make it clear. That's what I'll do. This way, when other people find the space and they need to know what it is, they'll have a clear definition. And you should definitely, because I just love that so much. And there isn't really a term like that guys are like, especially white men or other races of men are using. Um, and it's perfect. It's literally perfect. It's
yeah,
perfect. I see you've even changed the name to Investor Network.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I did because that's truly what I am. I'm an
Yes,
investor.
Brent. I love
Um,
it.
yeah, I'll make a video on that. Yeah, that most definitely.
All right.
I might
Okay.
sit down and write it out now.
Yeah.
I'm motivated.
Yeah, me too. Oh, well, I
Mo-
love talking with you tonight, Brent.
yeah, it was good. Good to hear from you, Loren.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed your show with Mark. I
Yes,
did,
thank
and
you.
I enjoy your content and stuff, and I try to watch as much as I do. Sometimes I just don't get to YouTube because so busy at work and stuff, and
Yeah.
I got a little time off. I'm gonna be watching more,
Okay.
and but yeah,
Well, no
but
pressure, because you know what? It's also a lot to have your own channel. That's what I'm realizing. I actually watch
it
YouTube
is.
less now too, because there's no way I can make as much of my own content as I need to and stay up with as much content as I used to, because it's just I also have other things to do as well. So it's a lot. So I just take in what I can, and
Yeah,
and do what I can. But sometimes you need to unplug and just relax your mind.
you do. And then my wife was like, "You're on vacation. You're going to get your son. You're still making videos." I'm like, "Yeah, but I need to. I need to talk about this." And then something hit your mind, like, "I gotta talk about this.
Yeah.
I gotta, you know." But I enjoy it too. It's not like I have to do this. Oh my god. No, it's like I want to. It's
Yeah.
like I want to go live. I want to make a video. Uh
Yeah.
oh
I
wait.
huh?
Oh no, J10 said I have some questions in the chat. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm like one track mind. I get into talking and if you guys have question, put it in caps please cuz that way I can. What? Corey, Corey's being a joker. Loren, are you a troll? Okay.
What?
Yeah, he's being funny.
Oh, am I a troll?
Investor chat coming soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make a video and I'll do a live chat on it too. Because I need to push that term. I need to.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Because it you have some questions in the chat. Okay, I'm sorry guys. I'm bad at taking questions while I'm talking. I hear the manosphere say education career hurts the black family. What is your thoughts?
Oh God.
How does education and career hurt the black? How does it hurt any family?
Do we even have to answer that?
No. Education and careers helps the family, and
Oh,
I'll tell you
God.
this: my wife is educated, so you know what? My daughters are educated. You know what? My son is educated. Well, I'm educated too. We're all educated, so you know it's when my daughters see my wife because they kind of mimic my wife because they watch what she does, and you know they love their mom and they want to be like their mom. So guess what? My wife's educated, my daughters are educated. My wife's, you know, a professional woman, so is my daughters. And they're traditional too, so yeah. I don't see that. How could that hurt? Who would even say that? That makes no sense.
Mm.
So okay, here's a question. So do your children believe in traditional roles? Yeah, they do. My kids have been raised in Christian values as both me and my wife have been. Um, you know, we've all been both me and my wife have been raised in a Baptist church, so well, she has been more than me, but um yeah, we got Christian values. So I mean, uh so our kids are taught that way. Okay, here's another one. Yeah, there's a lot of questions I missed. Hey, Brett, do you teach your son to protect women? Oh, yeah, I already answered that. Yes, I do
Yeah.
teach him to protect women.
Hey, Brent, I'm
Loren,
gonna. Men know not to mistake. Oh yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's when we were talking about, you know, somebody messing with your daughter or your wife, and how men are supposed to
Yeah,
be protecting women. So yeah, answer that too. But Brent, I'm gonna jump off because I'm so sleepy. So
okay, yeah, I'm gonna close this up here pretty soon. Hey, Prim and Proper, good to see you. I'm gonna close it up too. It's getting late where I'm at even.
mm,
Uh, but hey, Loren, thanks for jumping on. God bless you, and your channel's growing, and it's awesome and stuff. And I enjoy your content, and
thank
I'm
you.
definitely going to make that investor video.
Oh yes.
And you know, guys, check out hashtag Black Woman. She's got an awesome channel, awesome content and stuff. Really enjoyable. Um, You know, and also check out Miss Anita, yours truly, Miss Anita. She's got a good channel too. She's just starting out. Um, but yeah. But anyway, thanks, Loren, for coming on. It was good talking to you. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, no problem.
And
I will definitely see you soon. We'll be in touch. You know, we're always in touch, but I'll
oh
be
yeah.
chatting with you soon.
Okay, most definitely.
Bye.
All right, bye. Talk to you later. Have a good. All right. So it's good to talking to Miss Loren and Miss Anita, and that's why I was late coming on. I was watching both their shows. You know, I try to show them support and stuff. These ladies are awesome, and you know, they both got big hearts, and you know, the stuff they put out is real. The stuff they put out has meaning and stuff. Um, but you know, uh, anyway, but tonight my thing was about the power couples, black women, white men. We got a special thing going. We do. Embrace that blessing. And those of you guys that are in interracial relationships, black women, white men, you know what I'm talking about. And you sent me emails, and I appreciate that, and big love to you guys. And you're living the blessing, and you know what I'm talking about. And it's just uplifting when I get emails from you guys telling me how awesome your marriages are and stuff. And I've heard it from black women and white men, and they say, yeah, you're right, man. You're telling the truth. We're living it. um some people say, I wish society would see what we really have. But does it really matter if society sees what we got? We know what we got. But everybody, have that option button open, because you might find someone that loves you, that's white, that's black, that's Chinese, that's Hispanic. You never know. But search for that character. Search what's in their heart. Um, no, I don't date black men. Um, but black women, white men, we've went the distance. We've been making things happen. We're successful. And what she was saying about the Supreme Court justices, those black women, a lot of them were married to white men. And it just goes to show we are the power couple. And it's not because we're better than anybody else. It's because we make better decisions. Okay. We take it serious. We put our heart into it. And you know, and it's awesome. But it was good to hear from Loren. That was awesome. It was good to hear from Miss Anita too. And Mark, good to see you. That was a good show tonight, brother. And good luck with your Cincinnati Bengals. I think it's going to be a good Super Bowl. Nice jersey you had on. Um, this jersey I'm wearing tonight is the Colorado Avalanche. This is the favorite team of my son and my youngest daughter. They were both born in Colorado, so makes sense, right? Um, so I'm wearing this in their favor. We are the power couples. That's right, prim and proper. We are. And we're making it happen. We're being successful, and we're doing things our way. We're making the decisions that we want to make, and we're benefiting from it. So, but anyway, I'm going to close this live, guys. Um, I got a big day ahead. I'm going to do a prayer meeting tomorrow. I don't know what time. I got a lot of stuff going on with my family. Everybody's coming up to see my son. Um, the grandparents and cousins and stuff. So I will do a prayer meeting tomorrow, but it'll be a little later. I don't know the time yet, but I'll make it happen. But one last question. Okay, somebody's got one last question. Who's got the one? Okay, what's the last question? Go ahead and ask it before I close out. Yoga sauce. Okay, just put it in the comment section real quick, the one last question, and I'll answer it real quick. All right, I'm trying to find your last question. Uh, uh, okay. All right. Does anybody have any other questions? Put it in the chat real quick. I'm sorry if I missed it. One last question. Jogs Soth? Sorry if I mispronounced that. What is your last question? This was a short live. Keep it going. It's almost 2 hours. Cup of Joe doing this. Yes, I'm going to reach out to Cup of Joe. Tomorrow, I'm going to send an email to Cup of Joe. I'm going to ask him to do a show with me. Yes, I will, guys. I know you want me to to hook up with Cup of Joe and do a show, and I would love to. Um, Cup of Joe is an investor like myself. Cup of Joe loves black women, and check out his show, Cup of Joe. He's got a good channel. Yes, I want to do a show with Cup of Joe. Cup of Joe, if you hear me, brother, um, shoot me an email. Let's do a show together. Um, People have been asking me about it. I've been on the road. I went to North Carolina and back to New Mexico. So I've been all over the place. So I really haven't had a lot of time plus working before then. I asked it already. Okay. Did I answer it? I hope I did. Can you do a panel of white men who are married to black women? I can. I need to find them. Hey, let me put this out. If you're a white man married to a black woman, send me an email because I would like to do a panel with you. And I know other people would like to do a panel. So if you're married to a black woman and you're a white man, send me an email. I would love to do a panel show with you. And yeah, but I would like to do a show with you. And I know everybody would like to hear from you and stuff. Um, I'm trying to find the question. Yeah, but if you're a white man married to a black woman, or if you have a black woman that's a fiance, you can come in the panel too. Um, yeah, just send me an email. I would like to do a panel with you. The question is above. Okay, I'm looking for the question. Can I do a panel with? Oh, can I do a panel for a black single mother who want to date interracial? I can do that. Um, just send me an email. A panel for single women, single mothers who want to date out. Yeah, I have single mothers that want to do a panel. Or do you want me to do a panel with? Yeah, yeah, I could do that. Most definitely. And I'd like to do a panel with white men married to black women. The investor. I want to hear from you, investor, like me, investor. But yeah, I could do a panel show with um. Let's see, where was it? I can do a show with a panel with blacks, women, single mothers. Yeah, I could do that. That wish to date out. There are white men and men of other races that will date and marry out women that have children. There are. But they might be men that have children themselves. That's what you got to take into account also. Um, are there certain subjects that you avoid talking about on your lives? Um, J10, it depends. What are these subjects about? Um, there's certain things I don't get into because it's a lot of triggers to it. Like police videos, wrongful shootings. I don't really get into that because that triggers people, and that's something I have to really deeply research and be totally right about. Um, because there are so many wrongs going on, but certain things I try to stay as positive as I can. Okay, what's that, Mark? how would you feel about arranging social evening every Zoom or Teams? I don't know what you mean, Mark. Uh, yeah, shoot me an email, Mark. I need to know more what you're talking about. Um, all right, Lisa, good to see you. Soul level healing. Yeah, check out Lisa's channel. It's awesome. She's real positive and um, watch Divested Zealot if you want the true divestment. Okay. All right, I'll check Divested Zealot out. Hit the like. Please hit the likes. Okay. All right. How do you feel about arranged marriages? Ooh. Uh Me personally, I don't believe in arranged marriages. I think you should find the person you love that you want to be with. I think that should be an individual choice and not your family choosing who you will marry. Um, we've seen in other countries where young ladies are married to older men. I think that's abusive. I don't believe in arranged marriages. I think you should choose who you want to be with. Uh, Living Divine channel where black women married to white men. Okay, I'll check out that channel, Prim and Proper. Yeah, check that out. What is it called? Living Divine. Okay, yeah, we'll check that out most definitely. Check out Living Divine. Let me know how that is. I might check it out myself too. Um, nice idea, Mark. Yeah, shoot me an email, Mark. We'll make something happen here. Keep asking the questions so the live don't live. Hey, okay, J10, I need to get some rest. I love doing it, but yeah, it's traumatic. LOL, Corey, but strength is what truly causes change. Yeah. Okay. Not those bad ones like, yeah. Okay, guys. Oh gosh, I got to use the bathroom and it's getting late and stuff. Um, I want to thank you guys for coming on. Um, I will do a prayer meeting tomorrow. If those of you that are Christian like myself, you want to come in and join in. I don't know what time I'll do it. I got a lot going on tomorrow. We're having some activities and stuff with my son and stuff. The family's coming down, so it'll be a little late. But I will do a live tomorrow, and I will make that investment video that Loren encouraged me to make. So I'm going better explain investment. Uh, like how I don't curse. Oh, thanks, J10. Yeah, why do I need to curse? I don't like cursing anyway. Um, it just seems unprofessional if I get up here and say F this, F that, B this, B. I mean, really? I don't know. I just try to stay away from that. Yes, Corey, hit the like button. Hit it. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close out this live, guys. Um, I think the point I was trying to make is black women, white men, we are the power couple. We are making things happen. Um, when it comes to traditional values, when it comes to our professional lives, we are successful and we are doing amazing things. Yeah, that's nice to hear, Lisa. I'll put this up. I'm divorced from my ex-husband. We make power cooperating relationships, both 100% dedicated to our daughter. Yeah, period. And you should be. Um and that's right. Not every marriage works. But we still, even our marriages that don't last are lasting more than everybody else. So we are the power couple. And it's amazing that you and your ex-husband could come together for the best benefit of your daughter. That's a beautiful blessing. And that's awesome, Lisa. No wonder you have such a positive outlook. Even with your ex, you still get the love and stuff. Awesome. Um, and you guys are doing the best for your daughter. I love hearing that because not all people can live like that. That's awesome. Not all people can put their kids first. Lisa, you're amazing. God bless you. Uh, Good night, Corey. Yeah, good night, Corey. There's a certain level of class that should remain untied, especially a lot of followers. Okay. Well, guys, I'm going to call it a night. We've been on for 2 hours and 5 minutes. It's been an awesome show. I enjoyed having Loren on and Miss Anita. And guys, check out their channels and check out Miss Lisa's channel, Lisa Soul Level Healing. Check her out. Show her some love. Give her thousands of likes and subscribe. And I subscribe to her. I watch her show most definitely. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner live streams soon, hopefully. Yeah, I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow. I'll be doing live streams. I'm on vacation for a little bit, so I'll be doing more live streams. I don't curse either. Nice. Investor Network. That's us, investors. All right, guys. We're the investors, right? Black women are the prize. Most beautiful woman to walk the earth. You know, best choice by far. Most loving, most spiritual. That's the black woman. Most passionate. I mean, when it comes to the black woman, you just can't go wrong. Best choice. What is your email? Okay. Okay, I'm just putting my email up here. Okay. Okay, my email, if you guys want it, it's in my community page, but here it is up there. It's Roadrunner NM89 at gmail.com. Make sure you put the NM and then 89. Okay. That's my email if you guys need to reach me. It's also on my community page. It's also in the whatever box. It's in the description box and it's also on my community page. But you can reach me at roadrunnernm89 at gmail.com. So it's up there highlighted. So if you need to reach me, that's my email. Send me an email anytime, and I'll answer it. Sometimes it takes a couple days, but I'll get back with you. Um, I answer every email there is. So check out my email. Love who you love. Great point, Corey. But yeah, that's my email if you need to reach me. Um, if somehow you can't get my email, Just throw it in the latest video that you need to reach me, and I'll shoot you an email. But it's in my community page also. So if you don't see it, it's also in the description box. So, but yeah, that's my email, Roadrunner NM, and the NM is for New Mexico 89. That's the year I graduated at gmail.com. So if you need to get a hold of me, just send me an email. But anyway, guys, I gotta close down. It was good talking to you. Lisa, good to see you. Mark, Corey, J10, always a pleasure to see you. Cindy D, good to see you. Thelma, good to see you. Emma, Caroline's Dreams, good to see you. CC, always good to see you. Lisa, good to see you. Prim and Proper, good to see you. I think I got everybody that was in the chat. Emma, good to see you. Sona Warren, good to see you. Yog, okay, good to see you. Yog Soloth, I know I mispronounced that. Connie P, good to see you. I'm just trying to give you guys a shout out. Nicola Taylor, good to see you again. Akita Reyes, good to see you. Chanelli, good to see you. I think I got everybody. Do I get everybody? Chrislyn Perry, good to see you also. Emma, good to see you. Okay, I think I got everybody, guys. If I didn't, I apologize. Lisa T, good to see you. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close this, guys. CC, good to see you. I'm gonna go ahead and close this. I enjoyed having this live tonight. I hope you got something out of it. And I'm just speaking of a different time and place when it comes to black women, white men. It was successful back then, and it's successful now, and it will be successful in the future. We do need to vet each other, though. But we have something special together. We have a blessing, and I'm living my blessing right now as a, as a husband, father, grandfather. Um, I can't even tell you the blessings I have with my wife. There's so many. NW, good to see you. I've been blessed every from every direction, all the way around, and I just want to share that with you guys. And black women, I want you to know that we love you. You're special, and no woman is more beautiful or successful than you, and that's the honest to God truth. Soft black woman, good to see you. And I'm speaking truth. You guys are awesome. You guys are making it happen. And that's why you're my preference. That's why there's no other woman I love more than the black woman. And it's because you guys are making it happen. It's because you guys, you know, have it all on all levels of love, you know. But anyway, I got to go ahead and close out. I'll be live tomorrow and Monday also. So I'll be doing more lives. I got to do the video on investment. I will do the video on that so you guys know more about what investment is so I can better explain it and how important it is. And but anyway, God bless you guys. God bless your families. And I'll see you on the next live. Have a good night. God bless.